You got you have a track with Kevin Gates.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all make that connection? How y'all link up?
I was in the food court in Atlanta, and my homie Don D just tapped me like, bro, Kevin Gates down here. He said he want to meet you, you know. And I went down there, hollered at him, and he was telling me that he said he's found me on Farrakhan page, you know, and he said he just went and looked me up and just started listening to all my shit, you know, he's fucking with it, you know. So it was like a crowd of people in the mall, like his fans, my fans, all surrounding us, you know, while we talking and shit, you know. And we just wrapped it up, and he just told me to take his number down, you know. And then after that, we just decided to do a song. I told him send him something. He's gonna send me something, and shit, we just went from there.
Any other collabs you got your eyes on? Anybody that you?
No, I really don't care to fuck with nobody at all, really, in the industry. Honestly, because most artists are signed, you know, and when they sign, it's like I could put this song that we did together on my album. Then here come their record label, like, hey, you got a song with our artist. We need some money off of this. You know what I'm saying? But we need it. Are you selling money? You know what I'm saying? You selling albums off of, you know, you making money off of this album you selling, but you got something that we own on here, you know, like, so we need something, you know, and it's like you got these people that want to come, and it's either that or we get to snatch this song off of your album because you got part of our artist on it, you know, and so, it's like a lot of complicated extra shit, you know, and I really don't care for that shit.
Well, the thing is, your come up has been crazy, you know what I mean? A lot of people know you got fans internationally. You got August Alsina biting your style, biting the whole bandana thing and stuff like that. We know Montana's in the rap game. Is Montana in the rap industry?
I don't consider myself in the industry. I consider myself amongst industry artists, but I feel like for me to be in the industry, that means I'm owned by the industry. I feel like I'm owned.
So Montana will never be industry. Montana's a free agent.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call myself a free agent. Free agent mean like I'm looking to be, you know, signed, you know, so I wouldn't even call it that. Like if I did do anything with any label or industry, it would be like a partnership. Like right now I don't have national radio play. I'm grinding out on my own. You know, there's plenty of artists that have radio play, you know, national radio play, and you know, labels with lots of millions of dollars backing them, and who still can't do the numbers that I do, you know. And it's like, if I do decide, okay, what can y'all give me as a label? You know, like, okay, this is something that I don't have national radio play. I would do a partnership, like, okay, you give me national radio play, and you could take 10% of what we make off of this song that's being played on the radio, you know, or this album, because you putting, you know, multiple singles off this album on radio for me, you know, and that's partnership. That means you get a cut, you know, off of either this single or this album, meaning you can't control what songs I put out. You can't control how I move. You can't control what I wear. You can't control what I can and can't say. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of artists, like, they don't own shit about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I just could never, I never put myself in a situation to where I don't have a choice, basically.
Now you keep it rap for the most part. Fire in the Church is bar intensive. It's heavy. You've always been bar heavy for the most part. The industry kind of is changing, and everybody sees. I'm sure you see it too. With straying away from actual rap roots. How do you feel about that? How you feel? You feel like everything's going in the right way? You think everything's got a place, or?
No, I feel like you know, everything happens for a reason, and just because it happens for a reason doesn't mean it's a good reason. You know, but there is a reason behind it. You know, and I feel like, you know, a lot of these rappers of today wouldn't be around back in the day. You know, he had Tupac and, you know, KRS-One, like, all these people, like, you gotta really be talking about some shit. Like, you know, niggas sat around each other like, okay, what are you talking about? You know, like, okay, I'm feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Woo-woo. Like, he said, I understand what the fuck he said. You couldn't rap back in the day talking, you know, this mumble shit and like, what the fuck did he say? You know, it might be like, that nigga need to go back to the drawing board and learn how to talk first before he even come back here trying to talk about he rap. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, these type of things are flying nowadays, you know.
Tight jeans is too.
You know, yeah. And
skirts. Whole dresses.
I think that shit is crazy. Like, if you even, like, I remember one time, like, you do skinny jeans, or some people like, I could wear some skinny jeans. It's an art of doing skinny jeans. Like, you can wear some skinny jeans, but you're not gonna get them in the size pants that you wear. Meaning you either have to get them a size or two bigger. That way they'll be baggy, a little baggy on you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of people don't know this art to dressing, you know, any type of fashion, you know. And I had people tell me before, like, hey man, you know, I don't fuck with skinny jeans, but you the only motherfucker I know I seen them with and they look right on. But that's why, because I get them 2 sizes bigger. You know what I'm saying? Than what the fuck my size is, you know. So you just gotta know how to wear them, your body build and your physique, you know. I mean, I was raised told that skirts and dresses are for females and for girls, you know. So that was okay. That's instantly not an option.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that's what that's for. You know. So I don't know how this came along, but at the same time, I don't know anybody that's wearing skirts and dresses, and people saying out of their mouth, "Oh, that's a real ass nigga right there." So I feel like you have artists and shit like, you know, you got Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. You know, I think out of the industry rappers, they probably considered amongst, you know, the top, you know, of today. And I like J. Cole personally a whole lot, you know. A lot of people say, oh, he can't radio songs, he can't make hits and all this other type of shit. You know, he's a very conscious rapper. And I fuck with him, you know, a whole lot. I really don't listen to Kendrick Lamar too much, you know, really not my style of rap, you know, my preference. But I feel like it's, you know, them two, they don't rap about, not saying that they should, like, or they should be someone that they're not or anything like that, but, you know, they don't really rap for any of the, you know, street niggas or niggas that really was hustling in the streets or, you know, gang banging, you know, so it's like they don't have the attention of those type of people too much, you know what I'm saying? And it's like me, I've dealt with all that, I know what that's like, you know, so I can speak on those type of subjects, you know what I'm saying? And to where it's like they can't, or they won't have that type of clout talking about that, you know, they just can't talk about it tomorrow when you haven't been talking about it, you know, this long in the past, you know, and I just feel like me and rap today, how fucked up rap is today, I'm needed, you know, I'm needed in hip hop to bring back, you know, the meaning and the substance, you know, and the content of true hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
Because you also say it's your responsibility, you feel like it's your responsibility that, you know, whether they know it or not, you're a teacher, and somebody's got to, you got attention on you, and somebody's actually got to be saying something. You said you feel like you have something to give. What do you think Montana has to give for the rap industry? Or for the rap game, you ain't in the industry.
Right. I mean, the industry's listening and watching and shit too, so, you know, them too, you know, I just feel like no one knows everything in the world, you know, so that means everybody has room to grow. If anybody think they'll know it all, they fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely shouldn't be thinking that, you know, so I just feel like there's nowhere I can't go, you know, it's not a topic I can't get on or can't touch on, you know. I always say, you know, the key to really being the best is to know a lot about a lot, you know, and it's like some people is just, they only know the surface of things, you know. I clap this nigga, I shoot this, I done sold this, I done sold that, you know, I count this money, I got bands, like all that shit is the surface. You might be flashing all this money and putting money up to the side of your head like it's cool and you got all these bands and shit, but you're not, you know, it's bringing all this attention, but you're not wanting them what comes along with that attention and what form of things might come, you know what I'm saying, with that shit, like a fucking gun in your face, you know, and you feeling like you finna lose your life, you know, and the person that's coming to rob you or do something to you is only got this idea of that they can get all this money from you from what you bought on yourself. Mm-hmm. This is what you was doing on the internet. You know, God blessed you with this big fan base, you know, all these followers, and what are you doing with it? What are you giving them? You throwing money in their face, you know what I'm saying? You blowing smoke in their face, you throwing down gang signs all on your social media, all this other type of shit. Like, that's not useful for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to your Instagram and leaving like, man, I just learned something. You know, or I just listened to his whole album, and from listening to this whole album, I learned that I should sip lean all day, you know, keep the 40 on me, you know what I'm saying, turn up, kick bitches out, you know what I'm saying, it's like, this is what, you know what I'm saying, people are not going to be going to buy your album 5, 10, 15 years from now saying like, hey, I'm trying to go see what I can get from this. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
an interesting thing about you, like, you know, few rappers carry the persona of not drinking, not smoking. You ain't big on the club unless you get money from the club. What made you separate yourself from the traditional habits that you find in common rap artists today?
I just see, I've been around it all my life. Everybody around me growing up, this is what they do. What people expect from a typical rapper is, okay, you smoke, drink, go to clubs, party, fuck lots of bitches, turn up with his niggas, and this is his life every day, And I see what that has to offer, like how many people do we know smoke and drink? Lots. How many of them do we know? How do we know personally that's successful? We really don't know any, So it's like, why do the same thing everybody else is doing when the outcome is them still doing the same thing everybody else is doing? Like it's niggas that really could sit back and look at their life like, damn, when I was 14, I started smoking and drinking. 20 years later, I'm 34, and I'm doing the same thing, smoking and drinking. What have I done in between these 20 years? I worked at this place, I worked at this place, I got fired from this place, I did this, I made this many kids. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I had my dreams, I had my hoop dreams, I had this, I wanted to do this. You know what I'm saying? I was rapping for a little bit, but I gave up on that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but what did you never stop doing?
So it's more like a focus thing for you?
What did you never stop doing?
Smoking and drinking.
And that's what you got. So, when whatever you settle for, it's like that's what you're gonna have to settle with. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's what you should have never stopped doing was rapping. That's what you should have never stopped doing was going to that fucking gym every day. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Like that's what you have to want more than the high of marijuana or you know what I'm saying, the buzz of being drunk or the good feeling when you smiling and looking at all your niggas turning up and passing the weed around and passing the bottle and shit like that. You gotta want it more than that shit.
Now you making an appearance with King Louie on BET, a series called The Yard. Tell us a little bit about that and how that kind of came to fruition.
We ran into each other just on the set. Basically, we didn't know we was both gonna be on it. I seen him, I was sitting outside my trailer chilling, my headphones. I seen him and his homies and shit, and a couple of his homies give me a head nod, shit like, what up? Then me and him made eye contact. He came over to me, showed love, shit like that. So later on, we was on the set for hours, basically all day till like 5 o'clock in the morning. Some dude was like, man, how long y'all known each other? Like, shit, we just met each other today. He like, y'all both from Chicago, right? He like, yeah. Like, y'all just now? I just tell him that's really how motherfuckers is in Chicago. Like, a lot of artists don't unite or fuck with each other and shit like that. And sometimes it be egos that be in the way, saying some shit like that. And, but, he was cool as hell.
What you make of the violence in Chicago? I mean, in Peoria has it too. You back and forth between the two, but at the same time, murder is murder. One, whether you're talking about one a weekend or 16, right. What would you say is the fix?
I say it's sad. It's definitely sad. With anything or any action being taken, it has to do with, the mind. So it's just the issue of, getting, and it's a lot of the youth that's doing it nowadays. And it's just the issue of really getting their mind right, like they really, some of these kids really not getting nothing. They go in and out of their house every day, we get dressed. All right, y'all, see y'all later, so I got the house, it's like, nobody's at home, no big brother, no dad around like, hey, did you do this? Even just teaching them about responsibility, hey, did you take the garbage out? Did you do this? Did you do your homework? Did you do this? What the fuck are you planning on doing next school year? Like, these questions not asked,
If you had the attention of all of them, what would you give them? What would Montana give them?
I feel like that's what I'm really doing now, like really with my music. I feel like, the attention of the youth I have, not all of the youth, but it's growing, So I feel like I know y'all want to turn up, what I'm saying? I know it's exciting to see action-packed movies, So when I talk about this action and this music, it's exciting, gun metaphors and all this other type of shit. To me, I just always want to get them something to be able to walk away with. Like, I could take this and add this to myself to better myself as a person. Or that's why, I talk about times when somebody called me up like, bro, I see this nigga that was dissing you, right here. I'll blow his ass down. All you gotta do is give me the word. And I say, bro, let him breathe, bro. And that person not even knowing, like, I can have your life took just like that, you know. But it's like to spare somebody, that's like a godly action, you know. And for my fans to hear this story, like, even though you might run into your enemy sometime, your enemy might see like, damn, these niggas finna get on me. Like, I know it, you know, I know it's over, you know. And it's like, but that nigga said he spared me and gave me a pass, you know, or let me do this, you know. Like Montana did this, maybe I could do that sometime, you know. Like, all by sparing somebody, you might have stopped a mother from crying, you know, or for however long, you know.
Or just chain reactions.
Yeah, exactly.
From anything else that comes from
and it's just like more, you know, godly things or godly actions or godly ways spreading around, you know. Even if it's just like, oh, one person did what Montana did, but the other 99 didn't. You know, we made some type of progress. It would have been 100 if I didn't choose to share this in my interview or put this in my, you know, rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever it affected, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad it did, you know. Now,
you made your bid for freshman 2016 with Double XL.
Yeah.
What was that experience like, and what were you hoping that would accomplish for Montana and FGE?
Yeah, I made my pitch. It was like, first I went in the office in New York, in Manhattan, and you know, they sat down with me and shit, and this is how they do everybody, you know. They're like, you know, what you've been working on, talk to you for a little bit, they ask you to play a couple songs of whatever you're working on. And I don't know, some people probably don't have anything to play, you know. Some people might have one single out, and that's what they got buzzing, you know. So I played them a couple of songs off Fire in the Church, and you know, they was feeling and shit like that, you know. So then we go back to a room, you know, with a you know, white background, shit like that. And this is where you give your pitch. It could really be however long you want it to be, you know, or it could be short, you know. And they were just telling me some of the dumb shit that some people would say, you know, when they come in there, and some of the funniest shit that they've heard, you know. And you know, so we kind of laughed about that, you know. And I gave my pitch, you know, and you know, I was out of there. That was it.
The August Alsina thing, did you think that was like he's biting style, or did you just feel like it just happened to be a coincidence? Because you've been doing the bandana hair for a minute.
I've seen everybody, like from Fetty Wap to Jacquees to August Alsina. I've seen all of them in person, you know. And when I seen them, I was just like this, bandana, dreads hanging, and they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So to see that later on, like, I don't feel like, oh, nigga, why you stealing my style? Or like, you know, it is what it is. Like, everybody on the internet is talking about it. Like,
flat.
You know what I'm saying?
So
it's like, you know, I feel like, just like I know, like, certain things don't got to be said or understood, you know. So at the end of the day, you're not taking nothing from me, you know. So you're not stopping me from eating or stopping me from feeding my kids. So it's kind of like one end without the other.
Remember when y'all was sleeping? Remember when I was woke? I was up perfecting my flow. Now I'm getting bread by the loaf. The same ones that used